We are never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around and desert you. We're never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye until the end of this episode. We're never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Welcome to You Dad Me at Hello. This is the finale of the top 80s male pop songs. How you guys feeling?
Good. That was a fun intro.
Yeah, that was a good countdown.
Except Thank it was only 10 seconds, but it still lasted the same exact time as when we do a 30 second.
Yes, it was a 30-second, 10-second countdown.
That was like an Earl Hebner count. That was like...
Oh, man, I'm excited. I don't know. How do you guys feel this stack of songs versus last week's stack of songs? Do you think they're just as good, better, worse?
Oh, man.
I know I had said in the group chat that I feel like the first half of the decade I enjoyed more. Going back through the songs and listening to some of these again, I still feel the same. not that I dislike these songs. I just think the first half of the decade was a little bit more unique.
Yeah, I think
we're really pumping this up.
Yeah, no. Well, here's
mediocre songs. My input may not be as in depth as last week. No. I'm sorry, everyone.
I think the first half was like iconic songs, but I think what we're going to go through today are some of my favorite songs of all time, and songs that I constantly sing, and nobody has to hear that. So I'll save everybody the earaches. But I'm excited. I'm excited about some of these songs, and I'm glad that we kind of chose some of the songs that I really wanted to be on this list. So,
all right. So Andy's excited. We hope you guys are as well. There are some good songs. I will agree with Mike. I think I listen to more of the early 80s songs than I do the list we chose now. But there are some really, really good ones, some tough ones, and weird choices too. I mean, we've got everything from Kokomo by the Beach Boys, Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson, to Rock, Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi. So it's all over the place. Walk This Way. Yeah.
Tonight.
So we've got a huge list of just a lot of different things. A lot of memories were coming up in listening to some of these, and also a lot of unpopular opinions. I will already tell you as we go along, I am not a lover of some of these very famous singers. So I will alienate myself from half of our audience tonight.
All right. I already lied, so I said I wasn't going to sing, and within 10 seconds of saying that, I sang.
So
because I'm excited. So
you gotta hold some of that stuff back so we can start a Patreon so people can pay to hear us sing.
Or pay to stop.
Yes.
That too.
All right, then that'll work.
My wife yesterday she makes fun of me all the time because I'm constantly humming, singing, tapping. Yesterday, she bet me that I couldn't stay quiet for 10 minutes.
You can't.
And within about 2.5 minutes, I had already sung a song.
You can't, dude. So. Anytime you're over, your leg is like, I'm like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, why? And I'm like, your leg is like, my whole house is shaking. Like, what's up? Like, oh.
Yeah, I do have issues. Yeah. But it wasn't that wasn't included in our bed. It was just singing, humming, things like that. I'd made it 2.5 minutes, and then we restarted the clock. And she kind of got me for doing like pops. Like I was like, pop, pop, pop to the baby. She's like, that's a song you're popping to the baby right now.
Yeah, but that's different. You were entertaining your child. You weren't just
true, but it was during the 10-minute bet. So,
All right. But I don't want to talk anymore about how you lasted 2.5 minutes in your bed about anything. So
I said bet.
Oh, bet. Oh, thank God. All right. I was like, what are we talking about here?
Gosh, bet. That is for the After Dark version of You Dab Me a Hello.
Dark match as Pete Hutch.
You laid me a hello.
The dark match.
I like that. Throwback to Pete. Dark match.
Yeah.
People have to go back. Find that one for us, people. Go back and listen to our episodes. Look for the one with Pete in the dark match. Nothing to do with what we're talking about now.
No, it doesn't.
But I'm very excited. I'm very excited that everybody's here. It's a Tuesday. I'm a little off today. I wasn't. I'm not in a podcast atmosphere today. I've had a very off day. I put my pants on this morning over my shorts I wore to bed. So I'm currently wearing 2 pairs of shorts. I didn't change, so I'm wearing 2 pairs of pants and boxers. So
yeah, those shorts.
it's very hot.
You did just say that you were warm and had to turn your AC up.
I
think
did.
I
Yes,
know
'cause
why
I'm
now.
wearing 3 pairs of pants.
Do you know that
Yeah.
the most interesting man in the world wears those shorties?
Wow. All right.
Just stop.
I don't think there's anything in the news world that we need to bring up other than the fact that The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, just came out this past weekend. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm very excited. I love the Conjuring universe. That's some entertainment news for y'all. But I've got nothing else. How about you guys?
No, that has a lot to do with the 80s male pop songs.
I mean, what are we going to say? I mean, most of these people are dead on this list. And I was actually shocked. I was actually saddened again by their deaths. Tom Petty, I had forgotten, died a couple years ago.
That's true.
And I relived his death again 2 days ago. But yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the depressing hour. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Speaking of dead, moving on. We've actually got some really good songs. Please comment below if you agree with us, don't agree with us, think that someone's dead or not, whatever you want. And we'll be sure to add you on there.
Add some spice to the conversation. We'll just
not too much spice. Leave that for the after dark version. But here we are. We have Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror versus Wanted, Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi.
What's that surfboard company?
That is the most out there question.
Rip Curl?
No.
I don't know.
John Bovey? What is it? You ever see like there's some like surfboard company and people always have like the emblem on their like Jeeps or something like that. And they're going to the beach and I always think it says Bon Jovi. And now I wish I would have remembered it, or one of you would have remembered it and added to this conversation. But okay, let's talk about these songs.
For one, I don't like the beach or the ocean, so I'm the last person to ask when it comes to surfing. So
I know.
I really like Man in the Mirror, and I want to vote for Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. It's just not one of his greatest songs, and especially stacked up against Deadliest Catches, Wanted, Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi. That really is what got me more into that song, is watching Deadliest Catch for the past 38 years. I feel like it's been on. Yeah. So I'm going to go with Wanted, Dead or Alive, thanks to crabs on the Deadliest Catch. That sounded weird.
You know, not to get sidetracked, my kid walking through the mall the other day, walked through half the mall doing a crab walk. I don't know what he was doing, but it was hilarious. Anyways, Man in the Mirror for me, Warwick Mall.
Oh, then you fit in with...
There's something for everyone at the Warwick Mall.
Damn.
So wait, I voted for Bon Jovi. You voted for what?
I voted for Man in the Mirror.
Oh, okay. Wow, splitting the room.
I don't like Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I don't think I care about it.
Just saying.
I love Michael Jackson, but
this one was the tough bracket for me, the tough matchup.
Yeah.
Because I'm like you two. I do like Bon Jovi. I like this song. I really like Man in the Mirror too.
But do you like Deadliest Catch?
No, I haven't. Not my thing.
How are guys on a boat not your thing? Sorry,
I get seasick.
I do actually.
I just said I don't like the ocean.
I would die on that boat. Yeah.
I'm closing my eyes.
Please don't.
I'm gonna fall asleep. Bon Jovi. I'm going Bon Jovi here.
Okay.
Okay.
We just kicked Michael Jackson out in the first round, but we do have a second Michael Jackson song, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. What do we want to say about Man in the Mirror?
Man, there's a lot. I mean, I did enjoy this song. It's overplayed, and I know I hate saying that because overplayed generally means it's really good and people play it all the time. But in this case, I never want to listen to this song again. It's just one of those songs I've heard so many times. But it is a great song. I don't know if I have too much to say about it. What about you guys?
I don't know if it matches up to like early 80s Michael, but I do think it's a very catchy song. It is one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs. Like I don't think it's as overplayed as some of his other songs. Like we didn't put on here Bad, which I think is probably one of his more popular songs, but overplayed. I don't know. I really don't know if it's as good as this song. I think what really made this song was the music video. It was very different. It had a lot of, I should say, the whole thing was just raw news footage of everything from like homelessness to racial violence, all sorts of things. I think the director, who was Donald Wilson, basically was like going to different places, looking for old news footage. It was just like, give me the worst of what you got, and kind of put this music video, which is very different because you're expecting Michael Jackson in the video, and then you're getting this. The song itself was written by two people that wasn't Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So that was kind of
one of the few, because he usually writes with Quincy Jones.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely going down as one of the more powerful songs in history. I think Dave Faubert from Shortlist said it was one of the greatest key changes in history. Also, one of the best uses of a gospel choir in a pop song ever.
That gospel choir is the I think the Andre Crouch Gospel Choir.
Mm-hmm.
They were also in Madonna's Like a Prayer and Rick Astley's Cry for Help. So they made their way.
They get around.
So yeah.
Nice. Well, we have
we should get them on the track.
We have Wanted, Dead or Alive moving forward. Next up, we have Free Fallin' by Tom Petty versus Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. This is a tough one. They're very different.
Not for me. Free Fallin'.
Here's where I come in. I don't like Tom Petty at all. I like Free Fallin'. However, there's a cover by Aaron Gillespie from Under Oath that's better than the original. So I'm Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
Yeah, Rick Astley for me as well. I understand how popular this Tom Petty song is, but I do not like this song. And if you look into it, Tom Petty doesn't really like this song either. Yes, my son would pick Never Gonna Give You Up. It is one of his favorite songs.
Never give. Yeah.
But yeah, going back to Free Fallin', Tom Petty did agree that Free Fallin' is a very good song. May be one of his favorites if it had not become such a huge anthem of a song, lending to its popularity. But, he's glad that people like it, but he himself does not. And I think he only wrote the lyrics. He was trying to do something a little bit more with the song with a co-writer that he usually writes with. And it ended up just being sort of stripped down to the song that we know, kind of a bare bones, folk rock, whatever you want to call it, kind of song. And the lyrics were just kind of made up on the spot. He was like riding in his car, just like basically talking about things he was seeing, and who he was writing was like, oh yeah, those are the lyrics of the song. What?
For me, I really like the chorus. It's really hard hitting. I get into it. As soon as the verses start, I get bored, and it's just and I'm just okay.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Not feeling
I know.
it. Not feeling
it.
I'm disappointed. I like Tom Petty. I love this song. This is one of the songs that I was really hoping would make this list. So I'm glad it got on here. I'm sad to see it leave, but
yeah, I mean, there's another Tom Petty song that I used to listen. I used to watch the music video all the time. It was "Last Dance with Mary Jane." I think that's the one where he dances with a dead body. I'm not really sure. Yeah, and I remember seeing that as a kid all the time, listening to it. I might have even had it on VHS at some point. So I heard that song quite often. I think I like that song better than I like "Free Fallin'."
Mary Jane.
But I'm still not a huge Tom Petty fan.
I don't think Mary Jane's a woman.
I think it may be about some illegal activities. Yes.
It depends on what state you're in. Yeah,
that's true.
That's true. Back then, though, it was about parsley on your pasta.
Well, next up, we have CM Punk's "Cult of Personality" by Living Colour versus "Sweet Child of Mine" by Guns N' Roses. This is a tough one.
This
Guns
is an
Guns
interesting
N'
matchup.
Roses.
Yeah,
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses.
I think this is an interesting matchup because it's that a little bit of harder rock than say Free Falling and things like that. So
Yeah, they're similar styles.
yeah.
So Cult of Personality, I have to admit, I did
Good
not
guitar
know
solos.
until CM Punk wrestling.
Really?
It was a theme song. I did not know that song prior.
Wow.
Sweet Child of Mine I knew because I played Rock Band and Guitar Hero. And so I heard it a lot. So I am actually going to go Sweet Child of Mine due to the vocals of that song. I love the vocals of that song.
Yeah. I'll make it easy. I'm going to go with Guns N' Roses as well.
Heathens. You're both heathens.
I
That's
gather
a good
you would
song.
have gone for Cult of Personality.
Cult of Personality all day.
I do like it. I have to admit, I've been listening to it a lot this week.
Yeah, this song in particular, is very obviously politically driven. You can tell by the Malcolm X and the other speeches that they use from like John F. Kennedy in the songs. And the song is a really cool dichotomy where they'll pair up, a person that was good and a person that was perceived as evil within the same sentence.
Yeah.
Kind of showing both sides that not all politics is bad, not all politics is good. It really is about the person. That's what the Cult of Personality is. And, and you can't say enough about the band and their technicality, their songwriting abilities. I mean, every song on that record was absolutely amazing. And what they did for, Race on MTV. Well, this was like the first, all black, like hard rock or metal band that you saw on TV. And interestingly enough, this video got played because they were on the same label or co-label as Michael Jackson. And they withheld Michael Jackson's video until Cult of Personality got played on MTV. So they wouldn't release the rights for Michael Jackson's video.
Which was
because
Smooth Criminal.
Smooth Criminal, which they just knew that this song was amazing. It was already getting airplay on the radio. It was already selling tons of records, but it wasn't getting played on TV because it was out of the norm to see folks like this in a band. And it absolutely blew up afterwards. And it's an amazing song. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, it's so politically driven, like, making it so much different than any kind of like the rock songs that were on at that point. You spoke of the Malcolm X speech. The reason why they used that, they were trying to use Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream." They couldn't secure the rights to that speech, so they ended up with this one. But yeah, they kind of put all those different different speeches and stuff like that. And then, like RJ said, it blew up again when CM Punk came out to it in WWE and kind of fit his character perfectly. And so, boom, I'm sure that kind of boosted some sales again for them. They're like, sure.
Yeah.
And that was so rare for WWE to use a song,
A licensed song. Yeah.
Yeah. That, wasn't in-house produced. So that was pretty cool as well.
Nice. I don't think... Sorry, I'm actually trying to look up something while I'm listening to you guys because there is
peanut butter cookie recipe. Donuts.
No,
he's just got a gallery of donuts in front of him.
No, so if anyone out there knows, this is going to be the most odd thing I'm bringing up, by the way.
Wait, does this have anything to do with the podcast?
It does, yes.
Okay.
So Corey Glover from Living Color. There's a Corey Glover on the 1996 Olympics soundtrack. He redoes John Lennon's Imagine. And it's one of the better versions of Imagine I've ever heard. If you haven't heard it, look up Corey Glover Imagine. I'm still trying to figure out if that's the same Corey Glover from Living Color singing Imagine. If you know Corey Glover very well, go listen to it. Let me know if that's him. If it is, that blows me away because it's probably the best vocal rendition of Imagine. Dare I say, better than the original. Go and check it out. But Corey Glover, Imagine off of the 1996. It's called Rhythm of the Games.
I believe
had that
it's
album.
the same. Okay.
I think it is.
You definitely should listen to that song later. It'll blow you away. It's so good. But a lot of good people on that. Tevin Campbell's on that. Soul for Real's on that. A bunch of really good people on that Olympics album, which is surprising. But yeah.
Cool.
It is the same. Yeah, it is the same Corey Glover.
Awesome. Cool.
Yes.
It's very, very good.
There's actually only one Corey Glover in the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Easy.
Yeah.
All right. So Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses. Moving on.
Guns N' Roses.
It's like salt and pepper.
Some Pepper and Guns N' Roses. Going in tour. Within sync. All right, moving on. We've got "Take Me
Must
Home
have been an 80s
Tonight"
thing.
by Eddie Money versus "Another Day in Paradise" by Phil Collins.
Talk about two completely different feeling songs.
Oh man,
But they're both money.
that's true. Man, Phil Collins. I just love Phil Collins. I like almost every song that's ever been a single for Phil Collins. I love Genesis before that. "Take Me Home Tonight's a great song too, though. But I'm going to go with Phil Collins on this one. My dad had a friend named Phil who looked like Phil Collins. And I, for the longest time when I was a child, thought that my dad was friends with Phil Collins. And so shout out to Phil.
It was actually Bill Rollins.
Yeah.
No, his name was Phil.
He was in
Phil.
disguise.
It was
What's your
actually
name? Bill. Bill what?
His name was
Bill
Phil
Rollins.
Cox. His name was Phil Cox, like Cox Communications. And so I always thought, oh, Phil Cox, Phil Collins. This is his stage name. Like he is definitely
He just blew this
Phil
guy
Collins.
up. He's like, oh.
It's okay. He passed away. So,
Oh yeah, that's totally fine.
just like every other 80s star on this list. But yeah, no, he was a great guy. And I always thought it was him. So yeah, soft spot for Phil Collins. "Another Day in Paradise."
What you got? Miguel?
I don't know. This is a tough one for me because "Take Me Home Tonight" is such a catchy song. "Another Day in Paradise," a very heavy song, not heavy like guitars wise. Like, yeah. I don't know. There's a lot more meaning behind the Phil Collins song, and I don't know. I'm leaning more towards Phil Collins just based on the content of the song and the meaning of the song. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Phil Collins.
All right.
I would have went with Eddie Dollar Money.
Edie Money.
Money, money, money.
Yeah, I think my uncles had. I remember being in the basement one time and like there was a box of like records and stuff. And it was I was young. There was a ticket stub for an Eddie Money concert, and I was like, "Who the hell is Eddie Money?" I was like a kid. I didn't know who he was. But this was cool because I didn't know. So in the song, there's a female in the song too. Be my little baby, you know that little part, and I was like, I didn't know who the heck that was. So apparently, this song is based on, I believe it's the Ronettes, 1963 hit called "Be My Baby," and he was able to get Ronnie Spector, who was from that band, on the chorus to sing that line, and basically was like, "Hey, this is a tribute to you. Love to have you on here," and they made it work. So that's pretty cool. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that record. Besides, it's super catchy and is in my head constantly, whether or not we're doing a podcast about 80s male pop songs. So,
yeah, I wasn't a huge fan. I didn't know a lot of Eddie Money songs. This is a great song. It was nominated for that male rock vocal performance back in '87, but lost to Robert Palmer's "Addicted to Love." Another good song, actually.
Very good song.
If it was against "Addicted to Love," I might have chosen Eddie Money, but in this case, Phil Collins is my choice. I don't really have much else to say about "Take Me Home Tonight."
No, there's not much. Not much.
I think it's about a rotisserie chicken in the store, and it's like right before closing, and the rotisserie chicken comes out. Take me home tonight. It's like little arms like this. Oh, okay.
Because it's gonna go in the garbage if you don't.
Yeah. People are like turning off immediately.
Well, We've got an odd pairing next up, and one that brings back memories for me. I won third place or second place in a karaoke competition at Meatball Mike's in Cranston, singing "Right Here Waiting" by Richard Marx.
Oh man, I think I was there.
Versus "You Gotta Fight for Your Right" by the Beastie Boys.
You're just gonna keep my aunt and Mike's mom on the screen.
Sorry,
she really likes Eddie Money.
She wants to be on.
It's hard. I was commenting to someone who asked me a question on our podcast about what software we use. So Timothy, it's StreamYard.
So you used to sing "Right Here Waiting." Me, I can't sing, but in karaoke when I was younger, I would always do "You Gotta Fight for Your Right" by Beastie Boys. But saying that, I'm gonna vote for "Right Here Waiting" by Richard Marx.
I am not.
I did the own.
No, yeah, you pulled a me.
Show.
No, I'm going with Beastie Boys on this one.
Did I vote?
No, you did not. You were talking about. You were talking about. So you're picking Richard Marx because I see.
Yes. I'm gonna just do this live. You're already here. Here it is. Yeah, I choose Richard Marx as well, just because it brings back a lot of memories. I like Richard Marx a lot. He's got a super cool voice. And I remember seeing him perform "This I Promise You." He wrote "This I Promise You" by NSYNC, and him and some of the members of NSYNC, JC, sung "This I Promise You" live, and his voice is so good. But yeah, Meatball Mike's. Thank you, Deanna, for shouting out to Meatball Mike's. I've actually only been there a number of times, but a good family friend of ours, Paula, does karaoke everywhere and had mentioned Meatball Mike. So I went for the karaoke contest. I don't think they're there anymore. Second place. No, I think it's a market now, actually.
Yes.
Meatball Market.
Meatball. It's what's it called? The salami bin.
Johnny's.
We get the Meatball Mike's and Johnny salami bin.
So the reason I would have gone with the Beastie Boys is
look at me go down now.
Yeah, just right off the screen. What this song did for hip hop and rap music is it brought it to the mainstream like no other song had been able to do before. And there's
another song that we're going to be talking about that.
Yes. It's a little bit different, but yeah, I know what you're saying. But yeah, this song absolutely like blew up. But the funny thing is, it had the opposite effect of what they wanted the song to do. So the video and the song lyrics were really poking fun at like college frat boys and people that literally would just party all the time. So that's why in the video they're just acting like a bunch of jerks and trashing houses and throwing pies at people, which I heard got rancid and smelled really bad on set. But and then the song ended up being adopted by the very people that were being made fun of in the song. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why it got as big as it did. And then the Beastie Boys were like, okay, well, I mean, this is why people like us, so we're just gonna lean into this. They would go on tour and just trash the stage and do ridiculous things that were not okay to be doing in front of a live audience.
Yeah, well, I mean the Beastie Boys, I mean they used to be punk rockers prior, kind of mixing punk rock with hip hop. They were there in the early parts of hip hop, kind of watching and observing. This song didn't really play them any favors with the hip hop community. It was kind of seen as a joke. It kind of put a damper on their careers for a little bit, and they had to kind of earn the respect back with later records like Paul's Boutique and stuff like that. So not one of my favorite Beastie Boys songs. I think it's just a fun song. It's fun to do karaoke. It's cool to listen to every once in a while. I know, Mike, we were talking about is there another Beastie Boys song that kind of deserves to be on here, like Brass Monkey or something like that, which maybe stylistically from a hip hop standpoint is a better song, but this was their hit at that point.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll agree. I don't like this song much in comparison to some of the other later songs that they came out with. Intergalactic, Body Movin', Check It Out. Check It Out's probably my favorite song of theirs, which is not until 2004. Triple Trouble was another really, really good one. But yeah, I mean, it's a great song. It's just not my thing.
I mean, I would listen to this and my mom would bust in and say, "Hey, what's that noise?" I was like, "Don't worry, Mom, it's just the Beastie Boys."
It's just the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, next up, we've got Kokomo by the Beach Boys versus Faith by George Michael. I'm gonna let someone else talk for a second here.
I don't have any particular feelings about either one of these songs, to be honest with you.
Oh, well, then let me change your mind. Kokomo by the Beach Boys. 2 reasons I really like this song. One, my family used to live in Mashantucket Lake, not in the lake, but at a house in front of the lake. And
right off the coast of Kokomo.
My 2 cousins, older cousins, had a cassette tape. And on that cassette tape was Kokomo by the Beach Boys, Expose Seasons Change. Elton John was on there.
I need an expose counter. How many times you mentioned expose? That's literally like the 20th time in a podcast. We have less than 30 podcasts, and you said expose like 20 something times.
It's like a 2-to-1 ratio.
You could be talking about wrestling. You'd be like, yeah, so CM Punk the other night, be like, yeah, he was probably listening to expose the other day. Right,
well, Kokomo was on there, and I ended up buying the Beach Boys number. I think it was called One. It was one of the greatest hits, but that thing had like 35 songs on it, and I loved every Beach Boys song on there. Their harmonies are super tight, and so I'm going to go with Kokomo on this one over Faith by George Michael.
I'm going to go with Faith by George Michael.
He's no Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do any justice to the Limp Bizkit song by covering Faith.
By the way, if you are a Faith George Michael fan, please look up the Limp Bizkit version just for us tonight, very loudly.
This is I don't know.
Let me just remind you.
Yeah.
Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you. Uncle Jesse.
That's not
in the Beach
Let me
Boys.
remind you. Hold on. Let me go get a jean jacket. Some sunglasses.
My MTV shirt. This is
This
one of my favorite shirts ever, right here.
That is a nice
You wear
shirt.
it every day.
I'm gonna take that next time.
I wear it on the podcast a lot. I don't wear it every day. I have a lot of shirts. I wear You Dab Me a Hello all the time.
Just the one shirt.
I actually have a face mask for You Dab Me a Hello now, so I can be judged for wearing my face mask and for having You Dab Me a Hello on my face.
I'm just gonna pick the Beach Boys here.
Damn it!
This was like a throwaway round for me.
I'm
Why'd you
sure
throw
the
it
Beach
away?
Boys
You just threw it
appreciate your throwaway vote.
Hey, look, for one, they don't know who I am. 2, they have enough money. They don't care.
Lori, I would love to have seen Beach Boys in concert, so I appreciate you throwing that out there.
Beach Boys got that Full House money.
All right. Well, hey, what do we got to say about Faith, George Michael?
All right, I'm gonna say this. I like this song, but I feel that Father Figure is a better George Michael song.
I don't know what that is.
You do know what that is.
You almost made me throw up on my lap.
You know what that is.
You don't know what Father Figure is?
I don't know what that is.
Look at.
I don't know. I did that.
I'm a father figure.
We literally
We are all
our
father
3
figures.
dads. That has really nothing to do with that, but okay, I like that song better. But this is a cool song, and yes, Limp Bizkit covered it on a what was that? Was it like a
$3 bill, y'all?
Track?
No, it was like the 8th song on the record. On their first record.
So it says on their album, the song is track 9. After it ends, a special track. Oh, it comes on after that. Okay, cool. But I like that song too. The Limp Bizkit one. I know they get
It was good.
Haze all the time, but I liked it.
It is a good song. It is. I mean, I'm also a Limp Bizkit fan. I actually do enjoy a good amount of their music.
Everyone but Fred Durst is ridiculously talented, and they got stuck with him somehow.
Come on.
Yeah,
Chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water.
Yeah, he's a genius when it comes to naming things.
Yeah, George Michael in the video is playing a guitar. He does not know how to play the guitar.
Wait, who doesn't know how to play guitar?
George Michael. So in the video,
Fred Durst doesn't either. So.
That's true.
He doesn't know how to sing either. So.
But George Michael is playing the guitar. Basically says if you put a guitar on, something seems a lot bigger. Look it up.
I mean,
his wallet.
I may have played a guitar or two in my lifetime.
I thought it was kind of cool that with this song he used church organ at the beginning of the song, playing some of the old music from Wham, kind of showing how he was, it was supposed to symbolize him transitioning from Wham into a solo artist. And it was a Yamaha DX7 synthesizer set to the pipe organ preset. So there's my Andy fact of the night.
And clear of all that.
Yeah. One of the very first digital recordings ever in the music industry. And upon doing some research, apparently it was very tedious because George Michael wanted to get the perfect sound and phrasing. So there were some instances where he recorded the entire song like one or two words at a time to get the right feeling behind it. And then it was all pieced together in the software. So that way the song would sound extremely polished and professional and get the feeling that he was looking for, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? Like he's in the booth, like getting ready. He's like, "You ready, George?" He's like, "Yep, ready." You got. Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
All right.
Faith. Piece it together.
Well, next up we've got we have Your Love by The Outfield versus Walk This Way by Aerosmith. I know this seems one-sided, but I really do like Your Love by The Outfield. It's such a great song.
This is Walk This Way, not by Aerosmith, but by Run DMC and Aerosmith.
Correct. This is the Run DMC Aerosmith version.
So this is technically a Run DMC track.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I am going to go with Aerosmith, Walk This Way.
I'm also going to go with Run DMC.
Yeah.
Aerosmith,
Run DMC's Walk This Way.
Behind the scenes.
And you're right, RJ. The Outfield song is good.
I love that song.
Yeah. No, I do. But yeah, Walk This Way by Run DMC. I don't want to talk too much about it. So
all right. Well, Your Love was covered by Claudio Sanchez from Coheed and Cambria, and it is an amazing cover. So if you want to hear a great cover of Your Love by The Outfield, Coheed and Cambria, Your Love is great. But yeah, what do you guys got to say about Your Love other than what I said?
So they're called The Outfield, right? Do you know what their name was before?
No.
The Baseball Boys.
Oh,
wow.
right.
Wow.
I remember reading that.
Yeah.
So much better.
But they changed their name because they thought it was too close to the Baseball Furies from the Warriors.
Okay.
Oh,
with the face paint.
RJ, please tell me you've seen that movie.
The Warriors?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Oh my God.
What?
I've watched that movie so many times.
I've seen The Outsiders, but not The Warriors. Thank you, Lori, for reminding us of another death. I assume we're speaking of The Outfield.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding. I appreciate you.
Hey, Josie's on a vacation far away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, heaven.
Not a real person, by the way.
Are we talking about
Apparently-
Tony Lewis? Tony Lewis just passed away. Yes, October 19th, 2020.
Oh, wow.
He was
That was
62.
really recent.
He led a fairly long life. Fairly, but not really.
Long enough.
Sorry,
yeah.
Tony Lewis.
this song gets stuck in my head constantly. This is one of those ones that I didn't really know who, like, for the longest time, who had sung it. And then
It was Tony Lewis.
it was just kind of one of those songs that like was always, I would hear and be like, man, I love this song, but I didn't really know too much about it or anything behind it until like, the internet essentially. So
Yeah. And apparently they just sat outside on their porch and just wrote the song and just made
from
up
the outfield.
lyrics. Yeah.
Maybe they were on like the Field of Dreams and
Mhm.
they came out from the cornfields.
That's a
Mhm.
great song. Movie.
I wouldn't
Mike
know.
hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
What? You haven't seen Field of Dreams?
No, we talked about
Were
it.
you there when we recorded the podcast?
We've done 33 episodes. I'm not to remember all of them.
This was
Listen, in Field
this
of
was
Dreams,
4 weeks ago.
in Field of Dreams, they build a baseball field and an expose comes out from the cornfield.
Seasons will change. Seasons change. Anyways, You're Loved by the Outfield. Great. Tony Lewis. Walk This Way by Run DMC. Moving on. So we've got a big one, guys, here.
Yeah, but what about the
And
bracket?
then we also have the bracket. Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson and the larger font Take On Me by Aha.
The larger font.
That's only because there's less words, guys. It does it automatically.
Aha.
It's not to throw that out there as a bigger song. I'm going to go Smooth Criminal easy. No, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. But
No, it's not that easy.
It's not, but Smooth Criminal for sure.
I'm going with Take On Me.
Guys,
Kevin-
we can't kill
Kevin-
both Michael Jackson songs here.
I can do whatever I want.
I'm seeing some Take On Me's here.
Yeah, this is a really tough one.
Me.
Take On Me.
But there's two sides.
Going.
There's two sides. Oh, sorry. Take me on.
Take On Me.
I'll be gone.
In a day or two. I don't have that kind of falsetto. Don't put me on the spot like that.
I may have chose Mike based
Fine.
on his deep speaking voice.
Yeah, I've got a face for radio and a voice for not singing.
The voice for books.
Audiobooks, that is.
Man, so I chose Smooth Criminal.
Yeah.
Mike has sung Take On Me.
Mm.
Or Andy, who just chose Take On Me?
Me did.
Andy chose Take On Me.
Me did. Oh gosh, man, it's about that time.
One more minute till the end.
So there's two
I have
sides
tears
to
running down my
this.
face.
So this is a bracket about songs in the 80s. Take On Me is, and it is dead set, like the song came out in the 80s. Smooth Criminal, on the other hand, even though it came out in the 80s, is timeless. So this is why this is such a difficult choice for me, because they're both great songs, and I still don't know what song I'm going to pick. So if you guys want to talk for another minute,
Does anyone listening want to add their comments here? I know we've got a couple of people that have said Smooth Criminal. A couple of people have said Take On Me. I want to actually say it's 2-2 right now.
Both
for
cool,
comments.
cool music videos too.
yeah,
Yes, great.
videos.
Take On Me is the epitome of 80s music videos. Smooth Criminal is just
But it was
classic.
such a different music video though too, like in the cartoon
Mhm.
type sketch, which I got more about that, how that came to be, but
But Smooth Criminal was from
Family
the movie
Guy made fun of it.
Moonwalker.
Yeah,
And Moonwalker
Okay.
is a great movie if you haven't seen it. It's classically bad, and
Gotta
it's
save
it's,
the
it's a
children.
lot of fun. But the dance choreography in Smooth Criminal is some of my favorite of
And-
Michael Jackson's.
in Moonwalkers is just literally walk backwards through that.
No,
Like,
Moonwalker. You know
like
what?
backwards
I've
man
seen the
film.
movie numerous times and couldn't tell you what it's about. It's
No.
basically Michael saving children from there's spiders in it for some reason.
there's a robot,
Um,
Michael Jackson.
There's a
that
robot.
doesn't sound
Michael
like
Jackson.
it ages very well. So we should move
I
on.
mean, hey, allegedly. Allegedly. But it's a very good music video if you haven't seen the full entirety.
I'm going with Aha.
Stupid.
I'm going with Aha.
Michael's out.
Wow, we just killed Michael in the top 16, but I do like Take on Me. I can't complain.
It's so good.
It is. It's a great song.
It's so good.
All
Do
right.
we want to talk about Smooth Criminal, or have we?
Oh, we definitely. I mean, Smooth Criminal. Again, if you haven't seen the music video in its entirety, watch it. It's got the best choreography. It's got a fun story. You have the little kids outside that are dancing like Michael Jackson out in the alleyway. You have Michael smashing the pool ball in his hand, doing the lean, which is one of his. Other than the moonwalk, the other one is the lean, where he's leaning forward, very very far forward. Live on stage, he would use a shoe that would fit into a pole that would come out of the ground. But in the music video, I think it was a little bit more illusion, and it's great. Yeah. And the music there's this one part in there where it gets weird and everything slows down and everybody's just yelling, kind of like a Pentecostal church service, and it's really cool. It's weird sounding, but if you watch it, it's so cool.
Maybe those spiders were in the room.
Yeah,
from the movie,
and everyone was yelling about the spiders. Yeah.
It's actually the sixth top 10 single from the album Bad, which is a great album. I've been having my kids listen to a lot of the older Michael Jackson stuff. They love Thriller currently. They love Smooth Criminal. So we listen to that quite often. Mm-hmm. But it's a great album.
I feel like I like the Alien Ant Farm rendition.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Super
this whole
good.
Time. That is a great that is a great cover.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you guys think?
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Oh,
probably gonna say the same thing about what I'm gonna say, but go for it.
I don't know. Are we? 1, 2, 3, go. The heartbeat that you hear in the song is Michael Jackson's heartbeat, run through a synclavier, which is like a digital audio processor synthesizer thing. Yeah, pretty cool.
Nice. All right.
Yep.
Cool.
So now I'm getting more ideas for next track.
Well, the chorus, Annie, Are You Okay? Was inspired by a dummy used in CPR training, where trainees learn to say, Annie, are you okay? While practicing resuscitation on the dummy. I missed a good opportunity doing CPR training.
Annie, I should have been okay? So all like 3 people would have been like, this guy's a moron. Rotisserie chicken. Yeah, that's a callback from about 20 minutes ago. Yes.
True.
All right. Well, hey, we're in the top 8 right now. Michael Jackson is gone from the late 80s. He does make a comeback in the 90s, in my opinion. But he is out currently, and we are in the top 8. First up, Wanted, Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi versus Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
Wanted, Dead or Alive.
There is a lot more substance to the Bon Jovi song, but Rick Astley's song is much more fun.
It is a fun song, and it leads to many, many people getting rickrolled, which is fun.
Which is also funny.
Yeah.
I go ahead,
John Bovey.
John Bovey. Did we confirm that was the name of the surf company?
No, I can't find it.
Can someone please look for that for us? Is the surf company John Bovey, or did Andy make that?
No, but people do mistakenly get tattoos that say John Bovey. I have seen that.
Man, I'm gonna go with Wanted, Dead or Alive as well.
There we go.
Okay.
It's hit or miss for me. I could have gone with either. But,
yeah, I'm just not a huge Bon Jovi fan.
I'm not either in general, but that song is really good. And I just got it back into the Deadliest Catch recently. I'm in the new season. I've been hearing the song a lot more. So yeah.
I'm sure Rick Astley was on some other show that you like and you forgot, and that's why you didn't pick it.
I don't think that's true at all, but
I think it should be.
I feel like with Never Gonna Give You Up, I like more of the verses than I do the chorus.
Okay.
Probably because it's
Your
Rick
okay
roll.
sounds like okay. You're an idiot.
I'm genuinely interested in what he's about to say.
Like I feel like the chorus.
All right, I'm listening.
Can you tell me about that Lin 9000 though, Andy?
No, I didn't take any notes on any of that stuff.
It was used in a couple of songs on this list, actually.
Yeah, the song's bass lines are actually produced using a Yamaha DX7, while a Lin 9000 was used for the drums and sequencing.
See, what I did is I started a trend and I passed it off to you guys, so I no longer have to do that.
Man of the Mirror used a Lin 9000.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
There you go.
Lin Manuel Miranda. I was gonna go.
Well, never gonna give you up reached number 1 in the Hot 100 after being played by a DJ at the Paradise Garage in 1987.
That was the original Rickroll. He just played it 100 times.
I love this song.
Yeah.
By the way, if you don't know what we're talking about, Rick rolling is an internet meme basically involving misleading links that redirect you to the song's music video. And so you might get a link that says, here's a picture of your kids. Boom, you click on it. It's never going to give you up.
Wait, are you
From
getting
a friend.
emails? Are you getting emails?
Here's pictures of your kids.
Do you know where they are right now?
Why is that guy standing on the corner sending me pictures of my kids?
So actually, the best one is I have a coworker, which he may or may not be listening. I'm not sure, but for the first 6 months of our new IM system, his IM picture was Rick Astley. And we're all working from home, and so most of the company thinks he looks like Rick Astley now. So it wasn't until later where HR
Can you change your?
Yeah.
what's funny is he got nervous. HR didn't even call him out. He was like, they called him, it wasn't about that, and he's like, I'll change the picture right away. Oh man,
I was like, I don't know if you can.
It's funny.
Oh man.
So the title of the song came from a phone conversation. Rick Astley was actually living with one of the writers and producers of the song. It was a 3-hour phone call with, I guess, his ex-girlfriend that he just kept talking to and calling back. And he says, "You're never going to give her up." And then so they kind of took that story and ran with it and then wrote a song
It
about
was like a cartoon, like light bulb that went over his head, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
sounds
make
like he should
millions.
have listened to her and just walked away, but that's fine.
And Vogue actually wrote that one.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. All right. Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses versus Another Day in Paradise by Phil Collins.
This would have been better if it was Another Day in Paradise versus Paradise City by Guns N' Roses.
That's true. I'm just gonna go straight up. Another Day in Paradise, Phil Collins.
I'm going with
Andy's saying, so I'm
going
the
with the
tiebreaker
forward
again.
backslash of Sweet Child of Mine. Sweet Child, oh mine.
I don't like laziness with the end there. Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
They just said Guns and Roses. They would have had my vote.
I think. Oh no, that was Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains.
Yeah, well, they were originally called Alice in Chains, like the name Alice.
Oh, well, there you
Chains.
go.
Yeah.
Maybe they were really Guns N' Roses.
Gumption Roses. This is a tough one. This is a tough one for me, but I think I'm going to have to go with Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses.
How about you, Andy?
He already picked.
Oh, for real?
Right.
I didn't hear you.
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, well, then there you go.
You were too busy judging him.
That's true.
It's I don't know. It's a much more uplifting song, I guess. As great as the Phil Collins song is, I think we've already said enough about how we think he has better songs.
Yeah, I mean, the whole song is sung from a third-person perspective, observing a man crossing the street, ignoring a homeless woman. It's not a fun song.
No.
Yeah.
No, a lot of it was...
It's a good song. I mean, it's a number one single of the 1980s and the first number one single of the 1990s, which is kind of a fun fact. But yeah, no, I enjoy Phil Collins a lot. What do you guys think about Phil Collins?
I love Phil Collins.
I don't know why we chose this song over Against All Odds. Now that I think about it more, take a look
I
at
do
me now.
I like this song better than Against
Oh,
All
okay.
Odds. Yeah.
See, I like Against All Odds, One More Night, Groovy Kind of Love. I Wish It Would Rain Down, In the Air Tonight. So
was
a
on the
ton.
album.
That was on the
Yes,
last
you're
one.
right.
Yeah.
And then if we ever get into the 90s, You'll Be in My Heart from Tarzan.
So good.
Great song.
Tarzan.
so
Oh
good.
man, forgot about that.
Andy,
Yeah.
I think you were just going to say that this song was based on real life events. No, you were not
Yeah,
going
it
to
was
say
kind
that?
of something like that. Yeah, it was a rare, socially conscious message. I like slurred my
Roll
words
Tide.
there. It's late. Yeah, basically he wrote it after being in Washington D.C. and was just kind of like amazed at how many people were
Easy
living
Lover,
in
great song.
boxes.
Take it easy, lover.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he decided to write about it, and I like the piano groove in there. You know, just it's very it sounds simplistic. I think some of the best songs of all time are where it's like a simple whatever, like not overly complicated. Those are kind of my favorites.
And some of those songs are the hardest songs to write because you have to figure out a way to make something simple catchy, and you still have to be able to capture your audience's attention, but not make the song like a minute and a half.
Well, I'm really excited. Phil Collins actually came back in 2020 to reform Genesis, and his son will be playing on the drums.
Nice.
They're coming back September 2021 due to the COVID pandemic. They were scheduled to be together in 2020. And also another reason I like Phil Collins is he sent a cease and desist order to Donald Trump for playing In the Air Tonight. So go Phil Collins.
And
David
David
Rollins.
Yeah. David Crosby of Crosby, Stills and Nash sang on this song as well.
Oh
yeah?
I didn't know that.
Like backup.
Yeah.
More you know.
I didn't know
And
that.
in turn, Phil Collins sang backup vocals on David Crosby's song Hero.
Oh,
And then they sang backup on someone
together. And then NSYNC joined up with Phil Collins on
and
the
then they
Tarzan
all sang
soundtrack.
backup on another track.
And then
Well,
they
mine
all
was a
told
real
each other
fast
to back up because everyone was way too close to each
That's
other.
true.
Then there's so many backups that they were just on a Beach Boys song. They didn't know it.
Battle of the low key songs, Right Here Waiting, Richard Marx, and Kokomo by the Beach Boys. So this is the one where I'm gonna let my Beach Boys go, and I'm gonna go
Way down to
for
Kokomo?
Right Here Waiting.
I mean, that's where they want to go.
We'll get there fast.
Hey,
But
then we'll
take
take
it
it
slow.
slow.
That's where we want to go. Right Here Waiting, Richard Marx.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with
Yeah,
you.
Richard Marx.
No, yeah.
Yep,
Well,
Well,
there
that's
you
it. Okay,
I'm
awesome. So
go. That was very anticlimactic.
You should have wore your John Stamos shirt.
that's true.
Just,
Yeah, I mean,
Beach
Kokomo
Boys.
is a great song. Beach Boys have countless songs. I can't even.
roughly 35, according to that CD that you listened to.
That's true.
This was their comeback song, though. Like they hadn't had a hit in like
30
18,
years.
300 years.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. So,
Um,
all right. So, when did this song came out? In
88.
1988.
Look
Kokomo.
out! Look up!
But they had
look up-
California Girls Live in 87. They had California Dreamin' in 86. Good Vibrations. Actually, that's a live version.
Were all these live versions?
No, the California Dreamin' was 1986. God Only Knows, 1981, which was another great song. But they have so many
smash
songs.
hit. Like
The smash hits, I mean, Surfin' Safari in the 60s, Surfin' USA, Surfer Girl. They're the only band that, like, I hate surfing and I hate that. Like, that's not my culture. But, like, they made me want to be a surfer. I mean, Surfin' Safari, Surfin' USA, Surfer Girl, Little Deuce Coupe, fun.
surf and turf.
I Get Around.
TNC
Ninjas and a
Surf
Surfer.
Design from the NES.
Dance. Help Me Rhonda, California Girl,
Marky Mark and the
Barbara
Surfing
Ann,
Bunch.
Sloop John B. Sloop John B was covered by a band called Reliant K. You should check it
The
out.
Back Surf Boys.
Very, very good. There's so many. I mean, we could do a whole pod. Could we do a podcast on the Beach Boys songs?
No.
Barbara Ann, Sloop John B. Wouldn't It Be Nice? God Only Knows. Good Vibrations. Man, that's only the 60s. Man.
Dr.
Anyways.
Dre and Surfy Surf.
Hit us up
Dog.
on the thing. What's your favorite Beach Boys song? Throw it out there. Beach
None
Boys
of
are
them.
great. You don't like
This-
the Beach Boys at all, Mike?
They're okay.
Cool. Be true to your school.
It's not my style.
I mean, it's not usually my style either. But Barbara Ann, Barbara Ann. Come on, everybody likes that song. Barbara Ann. I was waiting for the second one. All right.
Yeah, don't ask me to sing that.
Barbara Ann,
Barbara Ann.
take my hand.
So this song was written for the Tom Cruise movie Cocktail.
It was.
What? I hate Tom Cruise.
Well-
All right, moving on.
We didn't pick
Wait,
so
so
the Surf Boys.
Mike talked about
Scientologist.
the Beach Boys coming on to Full House. So John
That's true.
Stamos
That's true.
would play drums with them actually in this video as
Mhm.
well.
And actually in real life.
in real life too. Yeah, I thought that was so weird because I didn't know that as a kid. I remember seeing the video. I'm like, is that the dude from Full House? Like, Uncle Jesse's playing the drums, and then you come to find out, he knows how to throw down the drums.
When this was released as a single, Tutti Frutti was the B-side from Little Richard, which I like better than this song.
Interesting.
I mean, it's no expose, but
All right. Well, hey,
Kokomo's not a
that's
real
it.
place.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Walk This Way by Run DMC versus Take On Me by Aha, as I like to say. Little Deuce Scoop. That's a great song, Lori. Thank you.
Dropping the
Look,
deuce scoop.
Kevin's like, can you please stop talking about the Beach Boys?
Only two. He's talking about how many have died. There's 2 left.
Oh, my bad. Okay. All right. I get it now. There is only 2 left in the top 8 as well, Kevin. We're moving. Moving along.
Oh man, so different.
yeah.
These two songs.
It is, yeah, man. And they're so different that I like both of them equally in different ways. It's hard. Take On Me is such a fun song to sing. Walk This Way is such a fun song too, though. Walk This Way, and you might laugh at me about this, but Walk This Way, the thing that comes to mind is Super Bowl 35, January 2001, when Aerosmith, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, and Nelly performed Walk This Way with NSYNC and Blige and Nelly singing with
it's
Aerosmith.
not that. I mean, when I think of Run DMC, I always think of NSYNC.
I think of my Adidas, and I'm not talking about the song. I'm talking
Or
about
Peter
my,
Piper,
my
or-
expansive collection of Adidas sneakers.
King of Rock. It's
Can ask
tricky.
my wife.
So what are we going for here, guys?
It's so somebody
ahead.
just recently shot a video where they're in their car listening to "It's Tricky" by Run DMC, and literally DJ Run drives up next to him, and he like turns up the radio and he starts like rapping out the window, and they're just like,
That's
"Ah,
awesome.
crap." Yeah, like that would be. I would just call it quits after that. I'd retire. A very poor man, but I would retire.
I'm gonna go with Walk This Way by Run DMC featuring Aerosmith.
Yeah, I think that's my choice as well. As much as I love Aha and Take On Me.
I do feel
am
like
agreeing
Aha
with
is
you.
the more 80s sound, but that's fine.
Yeah,
It wasn't as influential as Run DMC.
All right, so that's it. We have
That's
our
it.
top 4, guys. This is it.
we don't want to talk about the Norwegian trio. Aha.
And it was they were named Aha because Aha is a worldwide expression.
I mean,
Aha.
I've never used that phrase in my life, but that's fine.
You've said it at least twice tonight.
Yeah.
He just says
you've
expose.
exposed me.
How many? I mean, they like redid this song numerous times before they landed this. Am I wrong? Right?
Take on
Yeah,
me.
it went through like 3 different producers, before they got this final version. They even had another music video before the music video that we know.
Yep.
So when they wrote the new version of the song, they also wanted a new music video, and here we are, kicking it out of the bracket.
Yeah, that music video kind of like took a whole new life of the song. Like I that might even be more iconic than the song itself is the music video. So they shot the video live and then they projected it onto paper and they traced it. I just learned that within this week.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I thought it was so cool. Family Guy made fun of it, with Chris at the supermarket. Was at the supermarket, he goes through. So another fun fact is musicians don't always get paid appropriately. So the band learned this the hard way when they found out that their song was number one. You think somebody who has a number one song, they're making bank. No, you need to pay back your record label, your lawyers, the studio time. Basically, by the end of it, you don't have much. And they found that out when they went to go celebrate with dinner and, some champagne, and they had their credit card refused. These musicians, the number one song, and sorry, sir, your card has been declined. Anyway, aha. That was an aha moment.
And then they ran out the front door. The video was directed by the same director of Michael Jackson's Billie Jean.
Nice.
So
Nice.
And there's a really good cover of this song. One of the kids from Stranger Things has a band called Calpurnia.
Nice.
So they covered this song and had a really cool music video as well. I would check it out.
There's been some really high-profile bands that have covered the song, Weezer and MXPX, to name a few. And then there is an acoustic version of this song on my sleeping playlist on Spotify, if you'd like to look it up and fall asleep to it, like I do.
Also, Lindrum, programmed by Paul Wakhtar.
Is that Manuel, Lindrum Manuel?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't say his name at all for some reason.
Manuel Miranda.
Manuel
Expose.
Miranda. Expose seasons change. So top 4. We are here, guys. I'm very excited about this. If you're still with us, thank you for spending your Tuesday night. You could have been anywhere else until 10 o'clock when everything closes. Or you could have been with us and you chose to be with us. So I thank you for that. We are not meeting on Thursday. Just to remind you, this isn't a bonus episode. You don't get more of us this week.
Yeah, we don't got that kind of time.
No, we just moved it. I actually have a lot of stuff going on. My son is turning 7 on Thursday. We went to Six Flags over the weekend in New England. It was a crap show, but it was fun.
I saw a picture of the traffic on.
Oh my word! Yes, the traffic on the way there was ridiculous. I didn't know it was the opening day of the water park, and we got there. So just to sidetrack a little bit here, we went to Six Flags New England. I haven't been there in quite a while. I have season passes though for the family, so we went. And by the way, season passes $49.99. Six Flags New England when the tickets are $39.99. So go do it. But went to on the opening day of the water park. Get there super late because of the line. Ready to go to the water park. I swipe the $20 locker that I need to put all of the stuff in, and the power in the entire park goes off after taking my $20 and not giving me my locker. So we waited around for an hour and a half for the power to come back on while I held my wallet and phone while we were standing in the kids' pirate area for the water. While my kids...
You mean while you stood in the pee?
Yeah, I mean, hey, they got chlorine. It's all good. But no, it was a great day. The kids enjoyed it. I hid my frustration as best as possible. And it was, I still enjoyed it. I get a little sad. My 3 kids like rides, but I love roller coasters. They're not ready for that. So I get to just watch the really fun rides while I go on the kiddie coaster, in the small part of the park. I still enjoy it, but we did go on Blizzard River this time, which is the everybody sits in the circle rapids, the river rapids through, which my kids enjoyed. So that was great. But anyways,
than I am.
I sidetrack. But
is that where you took me that one time, or was that Water Country?
We went to Water Country.
Water Country.
Fun side fact. Andy was like, "Hey, I get anxious with rides, but I'll do a water park." Yeah, he won't do a water park either. We went to the water park. You went on one slide and panicked and stayed at the
I
wave
did.
pool all day.
I
And
did.
yelled at children who got too close to you.
And that was before COVID. Was
So have you? You're saying you're not anymore. Have you gone to water slide since then?
Yeah, we went to
Okay.
Niagara Falls, and our hotel had a water park.
Oh,
inside.
nice. Yes, that's
I
a great
will-
one.
I will not do if it's enclosed, like a slide that is enclosed,
Like
where
a
it's
tube?
completely dark.
As they call it.
I need, like, if it is, it has to be for a short amount of time, and I need someone to test it prior and tell me how long it is, because if it's too long, no. Like, I don't like slides that are like tube based. Like, even as a kid, nope, not for me. If I hear that echo, get me the hell out of there. I'm gonna start throwing fists.
Why are you holding up your flips?
Mm.
All right. Well, hey, we're in the top 4. Sorry for that sidetrack, but
you laughed. You thought it was funny.
it was funny. We have a good top 4, I think. Wanted, Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi, Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses, Right Here Waiting by Richard Marx, and Walk This Way by Run DMC / Aerosmith / NSYNC and Britney Spears from the Super Bowl 30.
Slash from Guns N' Roses.
/ I'm excited. Let's get right into it. Wanted, Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi versus Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. Bon Jovi.
This is where I try to kick out Bon Jovi and go with Guns N' Roses.
Ooh, it's down to Andy. What are we doing?
Oh, this is a no-brainer for me. It's Guns N' Roses.
Ooh, all
Guns
right.
N' Roses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds just like him.
exactly. I have to admit, guys, I think we made a lot of people upset about this with Bon Jovi, or John Bovey being kicked out. But yeah.
No.
So, Sweet Child of Mine. What do you guys think about Bon Jovi?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Eh.
It's okay. They wrote the song in one day.
I mean, I write most of our songs in one day, so.
That's usually not.
I got nothing to say. I mean, it was kind of like the first song back in the late '80s to start the MTV Unplugged when they played an acoustic version of the song on the MTV
That was a great show.
awards. So it has that going for it.
I like the cowboy vibe, like the car, bing, the guitar. I said
The
the car.
car.
I like the car and the
Lightning McQueen just shows up.
I think it's because I was looking at the words tour bus and then car.
I mean,
As I
come
say,
on. It is
six
the
string on my
deadliest
back.
catch TV theme song,
Shut
and
up
it's
with the
great.
deadliest catch.
It was also in a great movie called Wild Hogs with John Travolta, Martin Lawrence, Tim Allen, and William H. Macy.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Bon Jovi and Richie
Okay.
Sambora wrote the song. They're performing a lot. It was really about the lonely life of a rock star, and yeah, and they, the six string on my back refers to the guitar. The steel horse is the tour bus. All that fun stuff. Yeah, people. I can see where Mike's kind of like about it, because I think Bon Jovi is definitely kind of a love or hate for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Bon
I like
Jovi's
it.
the guy who looks like Chris Jericho, right? It's got the Chris Jericho
Yeah.
vibe.
Yes. Yeah. Bon Jovi kind of looks like Chris Jericho. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Is he like is he a Democratic Chris Jericho, essentially?
I
Possibly.
don't know. I don't know his political affiliation.
I know he owns some sports teams.
We know Jericho's. Yeah, Right Here Waiting. Richard Marx, Walk This Way. Run DMC. This is it. Adding in the other finalist. Is it Richard Marx or is it Run Dunk?
It is not Richard Marx for me.
You're a jerk. No, I actually agree. I'm going to go with Walk This Way as well.
All right. Good.
So Richard Marx, I think, has given me some sort of PTSD. A job that I used to have back in the day. We used to have to listen to Light 105 all the time, and every single time Delilah would be on,
Delilah.
someone would
I just
request
heard it
this
today.
song.
Oh Oh my word!
And every time I hear this song, it brings me back to
Delilah.
having to listen to that song like 4 times a day, like 5 times a week. It's awful.
Richard Marx, I mean, you got to give it to him. His voice is classic. It's very, it's one of those voices that it's definitely him. But he's got so much. Endless Summer Nights, Hold On to the Nights, Satisfied. Then my favorite, Now and Forever, which is in the 90s. He's so good. This is a great song. It's not one of my favorites, but it's probably the most popular Richard Marx song.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
And he wrote this, I believe, as a love letter to his wife, and it wasn't supposed to be a song. And I guess some people, really pushed for it, and they were like, dude, that's a hit. And it was. So do you know that Richard Marx kind of comes from a musical family? Did you know? So his dad used to write TV jingles for like chocolate bars and peanut butter.
That's right.
And Richard would actually start to sing in some of those commercials as a kid. And then when Richard Marx was 18, he ended up working with Lionel Richie and would sing harmonies and stuff like that on some of Lionel Richie's songs as well. So that's pretty cool. I mean, how many 18-year-olds can say they went to go work with Lionel Richie?
You were saying that, this wasn't originally going to be a song. I think it was just like a love letter he had written to his wife because he couldn't get his visa to go visit her or something. So once they decided it was going to be a song, he was actually shopping it around. He wasn't going to record it himself. And he had pitched the song to Barbra Streisand. But she said she had a few issues with the lyrics. She said, I love the music. The melody's gorgeous. But if I'm going to record it, I'm going to need you to rewrite the lyrics because I'm not going to be here waiting for anybody, said Barbra Streisand.
Oh.
Did anybody mention yet the fact that, first off, he divorced his wife after 25 years of marriage in 2014. He is now married to MTV VJ Daisy Fuentes.
That's kind of random.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
He married Daisy Fuentes. And then, even better than that, Rand Paul, the politician, received a package with a suspicious substance and a message that says, I'll finish what your neighbor started, you mother effer. And Richard Marx got blamed by Rand Paul.
What?
Who then
that's
responded
Rand Paul's
by tweeting, if I ever meet Rand Paul's neighbor, I'm going to hug him and buy him as many drinks as he can consume. So Richard Marx getting into it with Rand Paul. Also has been on video helping Korean air flight attendants pacify an unruly passenger when he and his wife were on the flight. So Richard Marx saving lives.
Richard Marx has a resume that
doesn't make his songs any better though.
I just feel like Richard Marx and Mark Wahlberg together could stop anything. Mark Wahlberg, after 9/11 happened, Mark Wahlberg was quoted as saying if he was on one of the flights, he would have stopped 9/11 from happening. And I believe him. I feel like he would just jump from plane to plane and he would have saved everyone. And now Richard Marx saving Korean flight attendants. That's a super team right there.
Did he really say that?
If you put them together, would they be Marky Marks?
Yeah.
I do feel like we are missing out on a buddy superhero movie with Mark Wahlberg.
Did he really say that?
I'm 90% sure he said that.
I would verify that because if he said that, that's one of the dumbest things.
I back him up. I'm actually looking at it right here.
You can't say that. You can't say that. And
he did. He didn't say
that situation was like.
He didn't say everything. He basically said he was scheduled to be on one of the planes that crashed into the World Trade Center, and he said if I was on that plane with my kids, it wouldn't have went down like it did. There would have been a lot of blood in that first class cabin, and then me saying, "Okay, we're gonna land somewhere safely. Don't worry." If my hands were in Mark Wahlberg's, my hands. If my life
If
was
your
in
hands
Mark
were in
Wahlberg's hands, we would be married.
Let's not talk
So, no.
about Mark Wahlberg. Let's
I mean, hey, he's a Mark. We can talk about any Marks we want. Richard Marx or Mark Wahlberg. Richard Marx Wahlberg. Why isn't that a group? Moving on.
Why didn't you have a son?
I'm sorry, what?
Adopt a son. Because you're
Name him Richard Marx Wahlberg?
Yes.
Yeah, we're not having any more kids.
They'll be like,
we already have
my
19.
name is Steve. I'm 15. Why are you renaming me?
You should just call me RJ Duggar because I have like 19 kids at this point.
I really, RJ, I would really rephrase that and not adopt that name.
Excuse me, not that
Anything in the
Duggar.
news.
Not that Duggar.
Okay.
The other Duggar.
They're all weird. They're
They
all
are.
weird.
Actually, no. Some of them have gotten out. There's a lot of cool Duggars these days who have left the Duggar family. I'm telling you. Look it up.
Right.
I'm not that Duggar. All right, moving on.
Let's move on.
Sweet Child of Mine. We've lost half our audience. Sweet Child of Mine by
Lost
Guns
me.
N' Roses. Either that or we've just gained the Duggars some new fans because some of the people are like, who are these people?
Who's
Let's
that?
look them up. Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. Walk This Way by Run DMC. It's Battle of the Rock. Here, this is it.
I did not foresee this.
By the way, I don't support the Duggars, just in case anyone was wondering. They are weirdos.
They barely support each other.
That's true. Well, I mean, would you? I wouldn't.
No.
I barely support my own. I would look at Duggars.
What are we?
We're making Andy nervous. Let's move on. He's like, we're gonna have to cut half of this episode here. The Duggars might sue us.
Going to be
Listen.
48 minutes.
Listen, she's got a smile that, it seems to me, reminds me of childhood memories. Okay,
Wow, he just
and where everything was
spoke
as
that.
fresh as the bright blue sky. Now and then, when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place. And if I stare too long, I'd probably break down and cry. By the famous poet, Axl Rose.
Beautiful.
Let's talk about. So I want to talk
Beautiful.
about each song because
All right, Sweet Child.
Guns N' Roses. I grew up on. So my mom
You should get off.
was young in the 80s. Radio was always on, and one of the bands that I always heard was Guns N' Roses. Her and her friends would blast this music. They thought it was really fun when I was a kid, where I would run over to the old transistor radio, and I would turn the volume up really loud and then run back and turn it down. And this was just like a game, and it was always Guns N' Roses, and I would pretend to sing this song. So that song brings back a lot of memories for me. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say. It's got one of the best guitar solos.
It does have an
Yeah.
awesome guitar. So
Watch
I have
that.
rocked that numerous times on Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
It was
Almost the same thing as playing a real guitar. Absolutely.
Actually, Sweet Child of Mine did have this amazing piano cover version that was the trailer for Westworld Season 3 on HBO. So if you want to look that up, I will not try to pronounce the guy who made it, but look up Westworld Season 3 trailer, and it's got an awesome piano cover.
By
of that.
some dude. His name is Flex Pose. Oh my god!
No, his name is Ramin Djawadi.
Here's my new thing. I'm gonna get in wicked good shape. I'm gonna become a wrestler. My name's gonna be Flex Pose.
And your special finisher will be the seasons change. Anyways, I got nothing left to say about Sweet Child of Mine. Walk This Way.
I have a few notes.
All right.
So they had released 2 songs before this, It's So Easy and Welcome to the Jungle, and both songs flopped.
What?
Then, both songs flopped. And then Sweet Child of Mine came out as the 3rd single, and it hit number 1 the September after it was released. And that's what started selling records for them. Yes.
You know where you are? You're in the jungle, baby.
One of my favorite memes, not to digress, is a picture of Axl Rose from like the mid 2000s where he's like super out of shape, and it says "Welcome to the jungle. We've got tons of cake."
I went from trying to sound like Axl Rose to sound like Jimmy Hart. Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah. Oh, man.
And originally, Originally, this song had a third verse, but it had to be cut because the record label thought the song was already too long.
Yeah.
That may be true.
Yeah.
Walk This Way,
Walk
Aerosmith.
This Way.
Also,
Run DMC. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sweet Child of Mine. What do you
yeah.
got?
No, this song, wrestling reference, was in the movie The Wrestler.
Sweet Child of Mine?
Yeah. So it was used when Mickey Rourke's character makes his entrance to the ring. Axl Rose is actually friends with Mickey Rourke and allowed them to use the song for like little to no money at all. And it ended up, obviously being a decent movie. And, Mickey Rourke won an award for his acting performance.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. The first music video from the 80s to reach 1 billion views on YouTube.
Wow. Awesome.
$1 billion. And The Wrestler was in our top 16 of sports movies. So clearly that's the main thing about that.
I mean, I have to admit, I love both of these songs, but I don't care to listen much to Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, or Run DMC in general. These songs are great, but you don't find me listening to any of their CDs in general.
Listening to what? A what?
A what?
A what? Listening to what?
A what? A tape? A cassette?
Cassette.
Cassette,
A
yes,
cassette.
yes.
I know cassettes because we're in the 80s.
Yes.
I know cassettes.
A Spotify album.
We're going to talk about Walk This Way?
Sure.
I mean, yeah, it's number 4 on the 100 greatest songs of hip hop. It's a great song. I mean, I got nothing to say about it.
All right. Well, Run DMC didn't really want to do this. So they were playing around some stuff for some live sets, I believe. And this was one of those songs because this was a previous Aerosmith song. I think it was Rick Rubin who was like, hey, what if we get Aerosmith in here? And this was kind of like, Aerosmith was kind of out of the limelight at this time. I believe there were some personal issues going on with some members of Aerosmith. And Run DMC really wasn't familiar with Aerosmith, but Joe Perry's stepson was big into hip hop and would play Run DMC, so they knew who they were. And there's some cool like video clips of like them kind of meeting and like showing each other kind of what they do. Like Jam Master Jay on the turntables, like, all right, let me show you how like we get the break of the song, and he's going between the two turntables and just kind of cutting up the track, and them kind of rapping along with it. And Mike, you had said before, like as far as like you're talking about the Beastie Boys and the like the song that kind of really put hip hop out there in the mainstream, like
rap rock.
I think this was kind of the, obviously you had other songs prior to it, but it still wasn't a mainstream thing besides maybe a song here and there. Hip hop was still kind of the wasn't really seen as a type of music by a lot of like musicians,
right?
So I think this song really kind of catapulted hip hop out into the mainstream. So there was a part where I guess Joe Perry forgot to bring his bass or something like that, and they were looking for something to play, and so some kids that were in the studio ended up running over and grabbing a bass that they have and brought it back, and those kids ended up being the Beastie Boys.
There you go. I just thought it was funny that in a Rolling Stone interview, DMC was explaining that they didn't like the idea of rapping Aerosmith's lyrics. And he says, quote, and I'll have to edit this. We said, this is hillbilly gibberish. This is BS. So they really were not about this song at all. But Rick Rubin really kind of pushed them to do it, knowing how big Aerosmith was back in the day and how big Run DMC was becoming, and that this song would just absolutely blow up and pave the way for like Public Enemy and Anthrax did a song together. We talked about Jay-Z and Linkin Park doing songs together. So, it sort of created a whole subgenre.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, here's the finals. It's Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses versus Walk This Way by Run DMC. What do you guys think?
I think this is an extremely difficult decision, actually.
I'm going to go with Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses.
I think I have to go with Walk This Way.
Oh, this is it. Andy, you are in the spotlight.
All right.
Is it Sweet Child of Mine or is it Walk This Way?
It is Sweet Child of Mine.
Ooh, okay. There it is, guys.
Boo!
That was tough.
Boo!
Sweet
that
Child
was
of
wrong.
Mine by Guns N' Roses.
Sweet Child of Mine.
Brought to you by printerbrackets.com. Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. Who was the winner last week, guys?
Oh, wait. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to know who won the early
Yeah.
80s, go do something else.
That's
No,
true, because we're about to hit.
But
Sweet
leave the
Child of
video
Mine.
going. Leave the video going. Just leave the room.
Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses versus the winner of last week's early 80s, which was
Thriller.
what? Thriller
by
by Michael Jackson.
So
So the overall, can you guys comment your comments below? Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses, Michael Jackson, Thriller, overall top 80s male pop song of all time. Andy, Mike, where are we?
Two totally different vibes to the song. But like we were saying before, I think the early 80s kind of brought a different kind of magic. So I'm going to go with Thriller.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. Thriller.
Yeah.
By
Everyone-
far for me.
everyone else agrees with us also.
Thriller. All right. There
By
it is.
Mick-
The
Mick
overall.
Michael Jackson.
Nick Michael Jackson,
Wait, did I mess it up? No.
the Irish Michael
Thriller
Jackson.
by Michael Jackson featuring Run DMC. No, it's
Featuring John Landis, because he did the makeup for that video.
Sure. Shout out to Expose. Seasons change. But Thriller, Michael Jackson is the top 80s winner of all time 80s.
All
Except-
the 80s.
Except in Lori's eyes. Sweet
Eight-
Child of Mine.
1880s, 1780s.
That's true.
2080s.
Any 80s time, 2080s.
All right, now
No.
Thriller by Michael Jackson or Mozart's something, whatever symphony.
Thriller.
I bet he used a Lin 900.
a Lin-Manuel Miranda.
He used a Lin.
All right. Well, hey, thank you guys for joining us. It's been a longer episode than usual, but we did crown Michael Jackson's Thriller as the top 80s pop song, male pop song. And we did crown a Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses as the later 80s winner. But thank you guys for joining us so much. And thanks for joining. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam.